The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 27th day of January, 2022. How we doing? Hope you're doing well. We got a good one, I think, for you today. We have a rematch of last year's National League Championship Series between the San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubs. The Padres come into this one 11-9, right around first place in the National League West with the Los Angeles Dodgers and Houston Astros, while the Chicago Cubs are the cream of the National League East crop. They are 14-5. They're back home at Wrigley Field, and Rick Sutcliffe is about to go for them. So things are sitting pretty for the Cubbies. The thing is, can they build a big enough lead to survive the loss of Rick Sutcliffe when he gets injured later in the year? Shh, spoiler alert. So that's the setup for you. Rick Sutcliffe looking for his 5th win of the year against Andy Hawkins on a chilly May Day at Wrigley, but it's 16 here with a wind chill of about 8 below. So chilly is kind of relative, isn't it? Unless you're eating it. As Retro Sports Network presents 1985 Major League Replay today from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It is the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else that ambulance behind me is going, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Yes, Brad, if you're eating it, it's your relatives who suffer. I like that one. That was pretty funny. Rick Sutcliffe is on a tear. He's going to make his 6th start of the year. Fastball pitcher at 91 and a flyball pitcher. He has made 5 quality starts on the season for the Cubs. His last time out, he struck out 11 in a win over the Phillies. 8 innings, 129 pitches, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. His first home run of the year. He walked 1 and struck out 11 in the 4-2 win. His lone loss came to the Pirates on the 23rd, but he had 3 unearned runs in that effort. So overall, 39 1/3 innings, 21 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned, the 1 homer. He has walked 10, but struck out 36. That's a pretty good rate. The lineup he'll face: Tim Flannery leads off for San Diego at second base. Tony Gwynn will bat second and play right field. Steve Garvey at first will bat third. Greg Nettles at third cleans up. Kevin McReynolds in center field will bat fifth. Terry Kennedy catches and will bat sixth. Carmelo Martinez? Question mark. In left will bat seventh. Gary Templeton, the man, the myth, the legend, will be at short. He'll go eighth. And Andy Hawkins should go throw about 120 pitches. Will bat ninth. Thad Bosley is in left field for the Cubs. 8 range, but a 1 arm. That is the very definition of a ramen noodle. Bob Dernier is a 7 and a 3 in center. Keith Moreland is a 2 and an 8 in right. Boy, you can either run or you can throw if you're in the Chicago outfield, but you can't do both. Ron Say is a 4 at third. Sean Dunston a 6 at short. Ryan Sandberg a 5 at second. We'll take Mr. Cook's word for that. And Leon Durham is a 6 at first. Jody Davis behind the plate. He's a 6 and a 7. And Rick Sutcliffe is a 7 on the mound with a 9.72 fielding percentage. 60 degrees here at Wrigley. Winds blowing in from right center at 2. So it's a calm day in the Windy City and a cool day. Can't be a cool night, so Paul Davis isn't watching. Flannery at 250, no homers, and 2 RBIs. We play games from the 3rd day of May, 1985. Pitch to Tim. There's a ground ball to Dunston. He'll fling it over to first on a bang-banger, and Tim is safe. He beat it out. That'll bring up Tony Gwynn, 279, 2 homers, and 9 RBI. Tony still had good speed in 85. He stole 14 bases in real life. Good hit and run hitter, too. Tony slaps that one to second. Sandberg to Dunston for 1, and that's it. So Gwynn will reach on the fielder's choice, 4-6. Brings up Garvey. Steve. Hasn't missed a game with San Diego or a flight attendant. Hitting .313, 2 homers, and 14 RBI. Brad with a funny, the only 5-tool player in Wrigley's outfield is the guy that trims the ivy. Pedikin is our newest follower. How are you? Nice to have you along. That's a good one, Brad. So Gwynn on first. Pitch to Garvey. There goes Tony on the hit and run, and Steve will dribble that into center field. And that is a misplay by the center fielder. So Garvey moves into second on the single in the air. Dernier bobbled it. Dunston should have had it, and Dernier bobbled it. It sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? So Gwynn is on third, Garvey on second, 1 out for Greg Nettles. At .391, 2 homers, and 9 RBI. And Nettles in that picture, which I'm assuming is off a baseball card, looks like he just enjoyed his big old plate of shredded glass. Pitch to Nettles, strike 3. Sutcliffe says, if you're not going to help me in the field, I'll do it myself. A 1-2 fastball looking. And that'll bring up Kevin McReynolds. Kevin at .221, 2 homers, and 6 RBI. So 2 on, 2 out for Sutcliffe here in the top of the first. Pitch to McReynolds. Kevin strikes out. So Sutcliffe bore down and got him on his fastball swinging on a 2-2 pitch. So the Padres get 2 hits and they leave them both on. We go to the bottom of the first inning. It is no score. So Andy Hawkins, the righty, future New York Yankee washout, 25 years old, standard pitcher and a fastball pitcher. At 85, this is his 5th start. He's 3-1, by the way, with an ERA of .394. His last outing against the Dodgers, which happened to be against the Dodgers a week ago, was not all that great, but he got the win. In 8 1/3 innings, he allowed 11 hits on 127 pitches. Any relation to Sophie B, Todd B asks? Damn, you wish that she was your lover. 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. No homers. He walked 4 and struck out 3. So Hawkins, who will throw around 230 innings on this replay, 29 2/3 innings, 32 hits, 13 runs all earned, a 1 homer, and has walked 9 and struck out 12. Again, a slow fastball at 85. He will go 8. He did go 18-8 on the real season. Defensively for the Padres, I'll serve him up and I'll hit him out. And just remember, tip your waitress, try the veal. And I like this one from yesterday. And remember, after 9, adults only. Yes, yes. It is Martinez in left. He's a 5 and a 6 for San Diego as we set up the defense. Kevin McReynolds is an 8 and a 7 in center. Tony Gwynn is a 7 and a 9 in right. Elvis tells me that an 85-mile-an-hour fastball is meat. Hawkins, however, only gave up 18 homers and a whip of 1.286. That's not terrible. Nettles is a 5 at third. Templeton is 6 at short. Tim Flannery is a 3 at second. Steve Garvey a 5 at first, but is a gold member of America West. Terry Kennedy is a 5 and a 4 behind the plate, and Hawkins is a 7 on the mound with a .981 fielding percentage. I didn't even give you the lineup for Chicago yet. How bad am I? Bob Dernier leads off in center field. Ryan Sandberg will bat second and play second. Mr. Bosley is in left. He'll go third. Leon Durham is at first. He cleans up. Keith Moreland in right will bat fifth. Jody Davis will bat sixth behind the plate. Ron Say at third will bat seventh. Sean Dunston at short goes eighth. And Sutcliffe, who threw 17 pitches, will go ninth. Eyes. That doesn't even work in Wordle. So Dernier at 272, no homers. And, Jody Davis, okay. Jody Davis, eyes. Doesn't quite work. I get where you were going with that, though. Dernier has no homers and 6 RBI. Hawkins starts his afternoon with a ground ball right back to Andy. Throw to first, 1 out. Here's Rhino, 316, just the 1 homer. Oh, is that a Chris Berman nickname? 7 RBI for Rhino. 14 runs, however, on the year. And he stole 54 and 85. You didn't know about Euro Truck Simulator? I own it. That's a fun one. It's fun to watch me drive. Trust me. Here's Sandberg. Ryan in the center field. McReynolds into right center. Going way back there. And will make the catch. 2 out. So here's Thad Bosley. Not president of Hair Club for Men. 316. No homers and an RBI. 2 out, bottom of the first. No score between San Diego and Chicago. Pitch to Bosley. There's a base hit into right center field. Gwynn will pick it up, and Tony will throw it back in the infield. So the Cubs have a hit. Here's Leon Durham. Leon at 304. No homers and 9 RBI. Hawkins. There's a fly ball deep right field. Back goes Gwynn, and that ball is gone. That is on the street. And it's 2-0 Chicago right off the get-go. And for Durham, that's his first home run of the year. Leon just connected that meat pitch. That'd be Addison, wouldn't it? Waveland is in left field. So forget the replay board there. That's in the street. Todd B says a couple of drunken coffees and I'll be behind the wheel. Endless views. Be some cash involved in that, wouldn't there? So the first for Durham makes it 2-0 Chicago. And here's Moreland. Keith at 274, a homer and 14 RBI. Also sitting on a 10-game hitting streak. That's not Mitch's father, is it? Pitch to Moreland. Somehow a football sound got in there. I have no idea, because he collided with Hawkins. So a high hopper towards Sutcliffe. Nettles cuts it off, and he runs into Hawkins in the process. They throw it to first, and that will retire the side. The Bears have returned. The ghost of George Halas has returned to Wrigley Field. How about that? But the Cubs get 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors, and somehow Nettles gets the first down as well. No wonder why he looks so ornery. After 1-2-0 Cubs. So it'll be Terry Kennedy, Martinez, and Gary Templeton to face Sutcliffe in the second. Dave uses a lot of sounds from other games. All the WAV files anyway. How many of you actually have worked in radio or in some sort of production, whether it's movies or or radio or television. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy at 205, a homer and 10 RBI. Pitch to Terry. There's a ground ball right side for a base hit. And the catcher is on. 3 hits. Wait to hit a ball, hits the foul post. The foul pole, and then we'll get a puck off the pipe sound. Hit the post, off the crossbar. It is Carmelo Martinez at 224, 4 homers already, and 9 RBI. Sutcliffe deals. Martinez walks. So Sutcliffe, who was not happy with Dunston and Dernier in the first, now can only be unhappy with himself. Here's Gary Templeton, 235, no homers, a triple and 5 RBI. Elvis was color on your old high school for a sport, but I'm not any of the equipment aspect. Well, the point I was going to make is that, there are sound effects libraries, I figured it was football, that production companies have, and so yes, a lot of the sounds you hear, such as the giggle and stuff, it's all stuff that they've paid for, and they don't have to worry about additional royalties. So it would make sense that Dave would use some of the sounds again in his own game, considering that really was a tackle. Pitch to Templeton, runners on first and second, fly ball to right, Moreland in the corner, and Keith will have that one. I think will foul. Nope, it's an out. He makes the catch. Kennedy goes to third, but there's 1 out. You bought some CDs when you did PA for baseball. Yep, those short little stinger things there, Matt. So Kennedy on third, Martinez on first, 1 out for Andy Hawkins, who was 1 for 10 on the year with an RBI. Durham and Kennedy play for the bunt. Hawkins is good at it. Gets away from Davis, and Kennedy's going to score. So the Padres will take the free run. It's now 2-1 as Sutcliffe uncorked that one as a wild pitch. Todd B., because you are at heart an entertainer. Open-shelled coconuts on a piece of wood or horse clippity-clops. So a 2-2 to Hawkins. See what he does here. He'll swing and hit a ground ball in the right field for a base hit. So Sutcliffe is not covering himself in clover here in the second. Flannery singled to start the game. Sutcliffe is opening 9 on 31 pitches. An inning and a third, 4 hits, a walk, the 1 run. It is earned, and he has struck out 2. This is the type of things you don't hear about on a Fortnite stream. So runners on the corners. Flannery hits a ground ball to Dunston. Should be 2. Goes to Sandberg for 1. Rhino over to Durham, and they turn it. So the Cubs get out of it, but that inning was messy. The Padres get a run. And after an inning and a half here at Wrigley, it's 2-1. So Jody Davis, Ron Say, and Sean Dunston. Now, it's bad enough that the nickname was Jody Davis Eyes, but now I'm going to leave you the mental audio image of Chris Berman singing that. You're welcome, America. Jody Davis at 300, 5 homers, and 17 RBI. Hawkins deals. Davis strikes out a 1-2, swung on and missed on the Bugs Bunny fastball. So that brings up Ron Say at 361, 5 homers and 15 RBI. Hawkins from the wind walked him. So Say goes to first walk for Andy. Brings up Sean Dunston, 254, a triple, and 4 RBI. He does have the same kind of raspy voice as Kim Carnes. I've always been a big fan of More Love, not necessarily Betty Davis Eyes, but yeah. And Berman reminds Brad of Kevin from The Office. I made my chili. Get some allergy pills tomorrow. That'll make me feel better. By the way, because I know you guys ask, I took my second post-COVID exposure test today, or third. And again, I passed the test by being negative. Elvis had Sandberg, Jody Davis, and Leon Durham on your strap play-by-mail draft league. That must have been fun. That's stuff that you don't hear about. There must be a few of those left. Yeah, that is good news. I was if you were with us last week for one of those streams, I got the phone call. Person that watched you up yesterday tested positive for COVID. So 3 tests later, I flunked them all. I'm back to Algebra 1. Didn't realize that Carmelo Martinez is a cousin of the Hall of Famer Edgar. So thanks for the well wishes. 1 out. Dunston waiting patiently for me to shut up. Ground ball is short. Templeton to Flannery for 1, and Tim will hold on to it. And with a roll block slide. And so there's 2 out. Dunston with good speed. Kind of wasted at the 9-hole with Sutcliffe at the plate with 2 out. Rick at 167, a homer and 2 RBI. I won't forget the book plug. So you guys see Gordon Beckman's retirement announcement. Someone else hadn't. Was it Milky Cabrera? Finally retired after not playing for 3 years or whatever it was. Is there some sort of incentive to get that done under the old CBA or what? Pitch to throw to first. Dunston back. All right. So this is Gordon Beckman. How you doing, Mike from the truck? Since my good friend Buster Posey decided to retire this year, I'm officially announcing I will be retiring as well. I want to make sure we get into the Hall of Fame in the same year. Start the countdown. Pitch to Sutcliffe. Fly ball right field. Gwynn, and that will find... Oh, he made the catch. He reached over, and somebody with some nachos was kind of surprised. And the other dude moved all his old styles out of the way, and Gwynn made the catch to retire the side. That wasn't Bartman, was it? No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the third, 2-1 Cubs. So here's Tony Gwynn. Gwynn is 0 for 1. Garvey and Nettles to follow. Mike from the truck on his channel, Super Bowl Tournament, we did the ESPN Dream season, and now he's doing the NFL 100 season using Pro Strategy Football 2022. Although personally, Mike, I want you to be streaming some Axis and Allies. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Pitch to Gwynn. Here's a ground ball to Durham. And that is an out. Yeah, Manford. He was blinded by the light. Here's Garvey. Steve singled his first time up. Sutcliffe winds and deals. There's a ground ball base hit left side. So Garvey is 2 for 2. You're playing that now. Cool. You know, I own Access and Allies, but never... My wife and I tried to figure it out, but that was one you just couldn't leave set up. Wrapped up like a deuce, another roller in the... There we go. Or, if you're Vinny here, wrapped up like a deuce, and there's another roller into right. And of course, just being Wrigley Field, you aren't blinded by the floodlights. Here's Nettles. He struck out his first time up. Got him. That's 3 for Sutcliffe. He swung on and missed a changeup. 2 out for McReynolds, who struck out his first time up. So Sutcliffe having a so-so day, but he's on the right end of a 2-1 score. There's a base hit into center field. Or Dernier will come in and get it. Or he's going to dive for it. Nope. He'll let it drop. Garvey went back. Dernier did not want that to get past him. So Garvey will hold at second. He has the board game when it was released in the 80s. Yeah, the PC game, because I see you played that on Steam. I have the board game. That was more painful than a Soviet B reference. Oh, come on. And that's without baseball demos. Hope he's doing okay. I haven't seen him in a while. Here's Terry Kennedy. He singled and scored in the second. First and second, 2 out. 2-1 Cubs. And why? Oh, because I moved the mouse up there. Pitch to Kennedy. There goes Garvey. Ground ball to first. Durham to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. I've already made a couple flight jokes, but that was a good one. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Bottom of the third coming up here. It's the Cubs 2, the Padres 1. Garvey on second, looking to score after the game, if not during. And remember, with Steve, you're just not flying. You're flying the friendly skies. So, Dernier, Sandberg, and Bosley, I'm going to get a cease and desist letter here, will be up for the Cubs here in the bottom of the third. Opening 9 for Hawkins, 29 pitches, 2 hits, 2 innings, the home run from Durham, a walk and a strikeout. Dernier hits a ground ball to second. Flannery, 1 out. Here's Rhino. He's 0 for 1. That's gone. Oh my goodness. That's on Waveland. Or on the very back of the bleachers. That one's not coming back. Sandberg just crushed that one, and it's 3-1 Chicago. That thing took off like a rocket. It'll stay in the yard, but that ball was crushed. And Harry and the crowd in the bleachers are rocking it now. Number 2 and 85 for Sandberg. I don't know if Rhino was still in baseball. I know that a couple times he was a manager, he was considered kind of old school, and it didn't work. Brad. Oh, when the Rockies first opened in 1993, Brad thought Garvey was part of the ownership group when he found out it was Mile High Stadium. Oh. Ryan Sandberg is the master of his own domain. Here's Bosley. Thad singled and scored in the first. Hawkins deals. Slow ground ball to Templeton. Gary throws to first for the out. So 2 out for Durham. Leon smashed one on to Addison. Rhino is an analyst for Marquee now. Okay, that's with the Cubs television. It could be. Don't make me sing Donkashane, okay? Be about the right time. Durham into right field. Gwynn will come in. And that will retire the side. But Ryan Sandberg hits his second of the year. And 1 run on 1 hit and no errors. We go to the 4th. It's 3-1 Cubs. They win this, they go 15-5. So Martinez, Templeton, and Hawkins. Carmelo walked his first time up, the lone walk from Sutcliffe. Swing, bada. He does, and that's in the left field. Bosley moves over, and there's 1 out. Brings up Templeton. Gary is 0 for 1. I know people like The Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, but really, the pivotal movie of my youth was Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Rhino's nephew, Jared, who also owns a chain of jewelry shops, is the Padres bench coach in 2022. He's now with Bob Melvin. So was he with Oakland before, Brad? Save Ferris on the old Sears Tower. Templeton. There's a ground ball to Sandberg. Rhino throws to first, 2 out. Bosley. Oh, yeah, he was the grease that David Doyle. Charlie's Angels office. He was also on Heart to Heart. Oh, Jared was the M's bench coach last year. He is a AAA manager for San Diego in 22. Aren't they out in Rancho Cucamonga? Are we actually calling them actual leagues this year, or are we go back to the generic AAA West? Well, that would be Tom Bosley was Mr. Cunningham. Hawkins singled his first time up. In the left center, Dernier rides the swing. He's coming in hard and makes the catch. And he just kind of pats Sean Dunston on the tushy as he goes by. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Cubs. So Moreland, Davis, and Say coming up. Now this year, you get the standings currently. These are live standings for everybody. But, of course, in the suspension of reality that we do for some of this stuff, all the games played on this Friday the 3rd, except for this one, were at night. So the Dodgers are 13-10. They have a half-game lead on San Diego and Houston. Atlanta and San Francisco are 2 back. The Pete Rose era in Cincinnati isn't doing all that well. They're 7-15. In the East, the Cubs have a 3-game lead over St. Louis, 4.5 over Montreal and New York. Seattle leads the West. They've lost 3 straight, but they lead the Twins by 2, Kansas City and Texas by 2.5. And in the American League East, the Red Sox and Indians continue to do well. Yeah, I saw that. We'll get to that in a second. Toronto a game behind the Red Sox. Detroit at 10-10. Jack Morris, I believe, has a win. And the Yankees are 8-12. Still curious what the 9 p.m. thing is all about. RSN at night sounds ominous. What do you mean? And yep, we're talking about Chuck Cunningham. And of course, the news this morning, if you're a Pirate fan, that Gene Klein's passed away at the age of 75. So Moreland is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to third. Nettles, this time does not collide into Andy Hawkins, and throws it away. Garvey knocked it down. It was in the dirt. But by the time that Steve scooped it up, Moreland is safe on first. An error for the Padres. Here's Jody Davis. Jody struck out his first time up. Pitch to Jody. And now that's interesting. He can throw 50 pitches? So Hawkins has a blister on his finger, and Dick Williams is taking him out. And so if you're wondering why they're going to go with Gossage here, it's a strange move, but he can throw 50 pitches. This will be his 10th appearance. He is 0-3 with 6 saves and a 4.82 ERA. Ground ball plus pitcher. And the fastball at 92. He's on a 2 days rest. He got the loss against the Pirates on the 1st, so Wednesday. Inning in 2/3, 21 pitches, 2 hits, a run it was earned. So overall, 9 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs all earned, 1 homer. He has walked 2 and struck out 2, so he's not been the Goose Gossage of old. In real life, however, a decent year. 5-3 with 26 saves and a 1.82 ERA. How old is Pete Rose? He's got to be 80, right? So runners on first and second. By the way, Davis reached on a catcher's interference. And so Kennedy was having an argument with Al Red Sox fan behind the plate. And while that was going on. So Gossage gets as much time as he needs. Here's Say. And he struck him out. So Say swings and misses on a full count. And that'll bring up Dunston. Sean is 0 for 1. Rose turns 81 on April 14th. Rose just never really looked good after he retired anyway. Still smells just as sweet, says Brad. In the left, Martinez will make the catch. Moreland retreats back to second and is going to try with 2 out. Martinez wasn't paying much attention and he throws it in the infield. Concentration lapse there on Martinez. So first and third, 2 out for Sutcliffe, who's 0 for 1. Gossage deals. Sutcliffe grounds it up the middle, snared by Gossage over to Garvey, and the Cubs will strand 2. No runs, no hits, and 2 errors by the Padres. I think the catcher's interference counts as an error after 4-3-1 Chicago. Parker is Alzheimer's. Oh, I didn't know that. That is such a cruel disease. Flannery, Gwynn, and Garvey. There's just no good segue after that. Here for the Padres in the 5th. Tim is 1 for 2. Sutcliffe, after 18 batters, 60 pitches, 4 innings. 6 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Got him. He swings and misses at a bad fastball, 1 out. So that's 4 for Sut. Here's Gwynn. He's 0 for 2. Chops 1. Sutcliffe off the mound to his left. Throws to first. 2 out. So here's Garvey. No airline jokes this time. Time to ground that plane. Steve is singled twice. Now hitting .329 on the year. Ground ball to Say, over to first. And that will retire the side. I will summon Vanna. You will see an ad. And we'll be back right after this. Halfway home, 3-1 Cubs. Joined us late. Here's how we got here. Cubs up 3-1. Padres failed to score on 2 hits and an error in the top of the first. Leon Durham smashed one down the line and right to make it 2-0 Cubs in the bottom of the first. Terry Kennedy scored in the second on a wild pitch by Sutcliffe to make it 2-1. Then Ryan Sandberg hit one nearly onto Waveland to make it 3-1, his second of the year. That came in the third. Andy Hawkins was injured. He's out for today. And the Cubs failed to score on 2 errors. So Andy Hawkins done after 3+, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned to 2 homers. Goose Gossage, who has not pitched well as of late, just getting some work. He'll go probably 3 innings here. Sutcliffe, 5 innings, 6 hits, a run. It was earned. No homers, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Couple things I want to show you. And so, yep, camera's over here, dear. And so my friend Andrew Martin has written this book. No. Lift it up a little bit. There we go. Called Baseball's Great... No, down a little bit. Baseball's Greatest Players. It's a children's book. It's 10 decades, 10 players. And if you have a grandson, son, cousin, niece, nephew, someone that's interested in baseball and likes things, you can get this now on Amazon. Baseball's Greatest Players. Good kid book from my dear, dear friend, Andrew Martin. Okay, so that's one thing I want to show you now in the envelope. Also, Chris Waterfield made me some stickers, and if you want one, we'll just kind of, I don't know how much he wants for these. Just hold a couple of those up. He sent me a bunch. Just take a couple and hold them up. So Chris has played with my logo a bit, and yeah, just show the camera. And so we have these for you. So interested, let me know, and I'll sell them to you for $1. So that's what we got there. And now if you hold, Sarah, just bring one back. Just bring a single. If you notice now, besides the football player and the baseball player, he's added a hockey player to it as well. So thanks to Chris Waterfield for that, and Andrew for his book, which you can find on Amazon. Where did I find my beautiful assistant, I'm being asked? Vanna, where'd you come from?
Outside in the woods.
Apparently I picked up Vanna outside in the woods. I saved her from a bunch of rabid owls who wanted to make her into a queen bee. Now, she's from Montpelier, so there you go. So those couple things, stickers if you want some, and the book, Baseball's Greatest Players. Sarah says bye. And we go back to is that where the Indians found George Hendrick? Yes. Oh, hold on. And speaking of beautiful things, get this real quick, she won't want to be on. Everybody's favorite co-star on the RSN at Night Streams, Miss Emily the Cat. So there you go. Here's a family portrait worthy of hanging above your toilet for you. Yep, the whole family in one shot. There we go. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. We lost 4 people with that. That little song and dance cost me 4 viewers. Dernier is 0 for 2. He's playing for the bunt. Pitch from Gossage. And Dernier strikes out. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Need the banner. Yeah, I suppose I could pay for one of those. I think one was Dave. Gardner's usually pretty good to let me know if he's in here. Rhino homered his last time up into left center. Hopefully Elvis is still with us. Yeah, Chris is wonderful, isn't he? Guy's a 3D printer. He's the one, by the way, that plays the Earl Weaver baseball. Did some games from the 60s. Oh, that's good. On a black and white monitor. And so it just looks so timely. Pitch to Rhino. There's a base hit into right field. Gwen will throw it back in. And Rhino pretty much is cinched to steal second. And as soon as Gossage throws over, Bosley singled and scored. He's 1 for 2. Throws to first. And Rhino's going to go. Kennedy throws it down to Templeton, and Rhino is safe. That's 8 for him. I know that Coleman had 10 because I swiped him yesterday. Here's Bosley again with a 1-0 count. Ground ball to third. Nettles glares. Sandberg holds. Throw to first across the way for the out. And Bosley's retired 2 out. Here's Leon Durham. He homered down the line and right. a 2-run shot in the first. So all 3 Cubs runs have come by way of the long ball. And they'll walk him. They'd rather face Keith Moreland, who's 0 for 2. Ground ball, base hit, left side. Rhino's got speed. Martinez will pick it up. And Nettles actually made the poor play. Sandberg will score with ease. He'll score standing up, and it's 4-1 Cubs. So that'll bring up Jody Davis. Matt Tripp, the auto mod. Durham was one of those players you thought would have a good career and didn't. I think he was bothered a lot by what happened in San Diego in Game 5. Davis is struck out. He's 0 for 1. Elvis said, I'm figuring out my last scorecard on the Milwaukee Braves 59 replay. Robin Roberts pitched a 3-hit whitewash. Braves are 14-20. How far out are they? Pitch to Davis. There's a little looper in the left field, and Gossage is getting hit pretty hard. Martinez will pick it up. Durham will, what's he going to do? He's going to score. The throw goes in the infield, and it's 5-1 Chicago. And that'll bring up Say. Ron has walked and struck out. Trying to think of who the weak links would have been in 59. The Reds are good. Obviously, the Dodgers are good. San Francisco's improving. Only the hapless Cards are worse. Okay. The Cubs aren't very good. You get to beat up on those 2 teams 22 times. Or 44 times. Say strikes out. Gossage got him with a late called strike 3. But the Cubs punch home 2 more on 3 hits and no errors after 5-1 Cubs. So here's Nettles. Gregg has struck out twice. McReynolds and Kennedy to follow. Nettles is 0 for 2. He draws a walk. In Todd's league, 22 against all the rest of the NL. Right. So 44 versus the Cardinals and the Cubs. So that'll help you. Mike Torres picked up for Todd B the second win of his season in your league and lowered his ERA to under 7. Mike Torres is not on the top of my Christmas card list either. Or either. McReynolds has singled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Davis tries to calm Sutcliffe down. From the stretch, McReynolds chops one to short. That's shallow. Dunston only chances at first. McReynolds has legs and he knows how to use them. He's safe. So first and second following the single. Milwaukee, by the way, for Elvis, is 3-4 against the Cubs and the Cardinals. Gives out as many hits as Billboard magazine. Ba-doom boom. Keep your feet on the ground and reach for the stars. Terry Kennedy is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Runners on first and second. Got him. A 1-2 curve in there at the knees. So 1 out here in the 5th. Or it's top of the 6th, rather. Martinez is 0 for 1 with a walk. There's a fly ball left field. Bosley in the corner by the bullpens, and that is caught by, he reached over Ferris Bueller and made the catch. Nettles goes to third, and the 30,000 strong sing Donkashane. Yeah, that's true. No extra gained a viewer for that joke. My showing my cat dropped the 4 viewers. Templeton is 0 for 2. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Sutcliffe here. trying to get out of it in the top of the 6th. Pitch to Templeton. Gary hits one down the line. That'll be extra bases. Nettles will score. Bosley's got it off the ivy. McReynolds rounds third. That will plate 2 on the Templeton double. And for Gary, that's 6 on the year. It's 5-3. So Gossage isn't going to bat here. Great catch by Mr. C. There you go. Now we know where Chuck Cunningham got his athletic abilities from. That's right. And later on, he's going to move to some town in Maine. Al Bunbury's going to pinch hit. Bunbury at 375, no homers and 4 RBI. 167 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. He drops that one down. Jody Davis is just going to eat it. That was an excuse me swing. Templeton on third, Bunbury on first, 2 out for Flannery. Tim is 1 for 3, has singled, struck out, and grounded into a double play. Sutcliffe through 27 batters, 100 pitches, 5 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. I can't believe my chat has devolved into whether the Fonz would have taken Chuck Cunningham down in a game of one-on-one basketball. Be doing some Fortnite on RSN at night now. Pitch to Flannery. There's a base hit into right field. Borland will pick it up. Templeton will score. And the Cubs are kind of coming undone. So it's 5-4. And Sutcliffe says, I'm strong. Larry Sorensen would be the one that would come in. I can't imagine Sutcliffe batting now with a 1-run lead. Especially to face Tony Gwynn. Bunbury on second, Flannery on first. That's a ground ball base hit past Sandberg. Bunbury he should score here. He will try it. Dernier got off a good throw. It's close. Safe. And we're tied at 5. Did Mr. C ever go to a Milwaukee Hawks game? He might have. So first and third and 2 out. Pitch to Garvey, who's 2 for 3. Into left. That should end the inning. Bosley will go over and make the catch, and that will retire the side. But a huge inning for the Padres. 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-5. They tell me that Hank Aaron did visit the Cunningham home on an episode. Number of combined hits will still be less than Calgary's shots on goal title last night versus Columbus. 62? Good defense, dear Lord. So the lefty Craig Lefferts, 28 years old, fastball pitcher, at 88 and a fly ball plus pitcher. Lefferts last went on the 30th against the Pirates in a 6-0 win for San Diego. 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 28 pitches. So overall, 12 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He has given up a homer, walked 5, and struck out 10. Potsy should have been a character on that 80s show. You know what? Anson Williams turned into a lounge singer. That's what he's most known for now. No, they didn't reference the Braves much. So the 60... No... Oh, yeah, because that was at the Garden. Never mind. So, the Calgary Flames, as we turn to hockey talk, that 62 shots they put on Columbus is the highest ever recorded by a road team since they started keeping track of it in 55-56. Yep, there are plenty of Craig Lefferts cards. You can burn them with your PDFs. Pitch to Dunston. There's a ground ball right to Lefferts. Over to Garvey, 1 out. So, who can hit a lefty? Chris Spire can. Hitting .429 as a pinch hitter. I don't remember him with the Cubs. 5 for 10 with a homer and 7 RBI. So Spire with 1 out. Sends that one in the left field. That'll drop in past Templeton. And Martinez made the bad play. Oh, the nickname for Chris Berman's nickname for Craig Lefferts? Deaf, I'm being told. Here's Dernier. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 5-5 tie, bottom of the 6th. Dernier, that's going to be a base hit. That'll get down in that Bermuda Triangle between Martinez, McReynolds, and Templeton. And so that's the 8th Cub hit. 5 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Padres. They've left on 7. 5 runs, 8 hits, an error for the Cubs, and they've left on 5. Yes, he is. Rhino hit a solo shot in the 3rd. That went in the back of the bleachers in left center. He's 2 for 3 and he draws a walk. So the bases are loaded for Tom Bosley. That is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. They're loaded. That might score Spire. In the right center, McReynolds will make the catch. Spire will tag and score without a throw, and the Cubs go up 6-5. Jamie's favorite Craig nickname was Craig Reynolds Rap. That was a good one. So Dernier and Sandberg, you know what? With that, we're stealing. A double steal attempt. Kennedy throws down to 3rd. Dernier steals it. So the Cubs play some small ball. Gardner would be appreciative of that. And so with 2nd and 3rd with 2 out for Durham. Let's see if they walk him for Moreland. Yep. Burt be home by 11. By 11, yep. Pitch to Durham. That's exactly what they're going to do. So now it's up to Moreland, who was 1 for 3. He has singled and driven in a run. With runners everywhere. Dernier on 3rd, Sandberg on 2nd, and Durham on 1st. Cubs have retaken the lead 6-5. Moreland into right center. It's going to work for San Diego because Tony Gwynn isn't dropping that. But the Cubs pull ahead on a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 7th. It is 6-5 Chicago. So there's no lefties to face Craig Nettles. Too early for Lee Arthur. So they'll go with Sorensen for an inning. Maybe 2 if he doesn't need to bat. Larry, making his 6th appearance on the year, is 30 years old. A fastball, fly ball at 84. Last pitched on the 30th against the Giants in a 7-4 win. Went 1 inning, threw 9 pitches, and struck out a better. 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. No, Thursdays I'm always on. Wednesday's the day I wasn't. That is kind of iffy. It was also a song by some doo-wop group too, Mr. Mike, or I Mike, or IU Mike, two silhouettes on the shades. Won't be on tomorrow. Dave and I are taping a show. So we'll do something non-action PC baseball on Sunday. And Monday night we'll make up the game we didn't get in this week to catch back up. So Monday night, and I don't think I'm on Tuesday. Nettles is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, walked, and scored. Into center field. Dernier going way back there, and that is caught. That one just ran out of real estate. Wind blowing in from left center at 5 and 64 here at Wrigley. McReynolds is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and struck out and scored. And he gets hit. McReynolds isn't too happy about it. In fact, he's hurt. That got him on the shoulder. And Bobby Brown is going to run for McReynolds. Here's Kennedy. Terry is 1 for 3. Singled, scored, and struck out. Yes, I'm pulling a Johnny Carson. That's right. So Sorensen, now with a runner on first, that's a tying run. Pitch to Kennedy. Terry hits one to short. Dunston should turn 2. Sandberg for 1. Durham for 2. Does that mean that Jay Leno is taking over? Now, you know, I would... Oh, stretch time. Hold on. So after 6.5 at 6-5 Chicago, Dave was late for burning your PDFs. You need to on a cold day in Massachusetts. Todd, yeah, you should shred yours. You should do it on a stream. Getting back to Johnny Carson, if I had my way, that would have been Letterman taking over that job. Jody Davis, by the way, is 1 for 2. Has singled, struck out, and driven in a run. Well, first, I'd have to print my PDFs. I've got so many. You'd have to call the Fahrenheit 451 fire department to do that. Pitch to Davis. Jody swings, and that's a base hit over the middle. Gonna have to clean out the shredder from all that Hendrick gunk in it. Yeah, I did see some of the burning video. Here's Ron Say. Ron is 0 for 2. It was epic, all right. He has walked once and struck out twice. Say has an 8-game hitting streak, by the way. Bobby Brown, who's now in center field, is a 2-9. Makes the catch. Epic doesn't necessarily mean good. It just means it was a rant. Lefferts actually is pretty much done. So 1 out, and unless Dunston grounds into a double play, it'll be Lee Arthur time in the 8th. Dunston is 0 for 3. Kennedy and Lefferts get together. Dunston draws the walk, so we'll have a flash fire. Would have been more epic, yes. So Sorensen isn't going to bunt here. And it will be Gary Woods to pinch hit. He's 0 for 1. Yeah, Strat open for pre-order 2021, 1947, 1986. You can, by the way, get the card and card image option together, or just the cards in the game for the PC players, through April 1st, and there is a discount for that. However, for those of us who want the new season or the new version, some good options in there, by the way. And the card image, it's now $67. They've gone up $5. So Gary Woods is 244 and 4 RBI on the real year. Gary swings. There's a base hit up the middle. Davis will score. Woods flies into second. It's 7-5 Chicago. And that'll bring up Dernier. Bob is 1 for 4. He has stolen a base and struck out. Yeah, what was the epic announcement from 2021 we didn't get? The Long Island Softball Hall of Fame collection, Todd, I think it is. Pitch to Dernier. Bob, that's a line drive down the line. That's going to score too. Dunston scores. Woods will score. Dernier goes into second with his 3rd of the year. And here comes Greg Booker. We got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Dolly Parton's favorite score, the Cubs 9, the Padres 5. No reviews in 85. Yeah, I'm thinking about getting 86 just because of what it is. So Greg Booker making his 3rd appearance of the year. There you go, Todd. Brad. Wow. Barkin enters the anger management classes. Yeah, that was it. Never going to get hell on the show now. Booker last pitched on the 28th of April. He went 1 inning. 18 pitches, a hit, and a strikeout. I've got the original 86 for the computer. 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs. The homer came against the Giants. He has walked 2 and struck out 1. Fastball pitcher at 90 and a fly ball plus pitcher. So Rhino has singled and homered, scored twice, stolen 2 bases, and walked. Pitch to Sandberg. Line drive to Templeton, and Dernier scampers back to second, 2 out. Cubs have a 3 spot on the board here in the 7th. Bosley is 1 for 3. Has singled, driven in a run, and scored. How you doing, D. Scott Howard? Thanks, Matt. Hal is like the great and powerful Oz. Always behind the curtain and never seen, kind of like John Forsythe. So speaking of Bosley and Chuck Cunningham, following the game is murder, she wrote, because it's past 1 o'clock. Tonight, Jessica Fletcher serves meatloaf to her friends. Pitch to Bosley. There's a liner into right field. That's going to drop for a hit in front of Gwynn. Dernier will round third and score. Gwynn will just throw it in the infield, and it's 10-5. She's investigating his death. Yes, and a heaping pile of Paladin on the side. Because when you're too old for pearl drops, you go right to Paladin. Leon Durham is 1 for 2. A solo 2-run shot in the first. He scored twice and walked twice. Game taking forever. Durham, ground ball to third. Nettles can't play it, and that's an error. That's the 3rd Padre error. And yes, Elvis has indeed left the stadium. Good one, Mike. That's a good one. Here's Moreland. Keith is 1 for 4. He has singled and driven in a run. That's his 15th. Base hit, left field. Bosley will round third and score. Durham will head to third. The Padres, this is not a getaway day. It's a 1st to 3 for San Diego here, and it's 11-5 Chicago. Brings up Jody Davis. Jody 2 for 3. He has singled twice, an RBI, a run scored, and a strikeout. And Davis draws the walk. Is that what happens after the 9 o'clock show? You get prune-flavored meatloaf? Or is that the dinner theater 3 o'clock special, Todd? That's gross. Here's Ron Say. Ron is 0 for 3. He has walked once and struck out twice. Kennedy goes out to calm Booker down. Greg has been about as effective as prune meatloaf. Say dribbles that one up the middle, over the mound. Templeton rushes in, throws to first, and that will finally retire the side. But the Cubs get 5 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Lee Arthur sits back down. You're not wasting him in a 6-run game. Zonk actually received MVP votes. Okay. It is the Cubs 11, the Padres 5. It's helpful if I use the right thing. What are my options here? Ray Fontenot will come in. Fontenot 6-10 on the real year with a 4.36 ERA. He's only pitched once. He will make 23 starts for the Cubs. 28 years old, a fastball pitcher, 86. He faced 2 batters against the Pirates on the 23rd. 11-5 Chicago as we start the 8th. Carmelo Martinez is 0 for 2 with a walk. And there's a base hit into right. Goodness, this game will take forever to recap. Moreland throws it back in. So for the Padres, 5 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors. They've left on 7. For the Cubs, 11 runs, 13 hits, an error, and they've left on 11.
A 1, a 2. Take me out to the ball game.
Yeah, can't do that. I still got 2 innings to do here. Templeton, 1 for 3, a double, 2 RBI, Dave on subs, and a run scored. Runner on first. Templeton punches that one into left field. Bosley and Dernier converge. Martinez will hold at second. And this will be a pinch hitter for Greg Booker. An 11-5 game. Kurt Bavacqua. There's just something about a Bavacqua Velva man. Isn't that right, Tommy Lasorda? Bavacqua, 2 for 7 on the year, so all pinch hitting appearances. He's got a double and an RBI. Runners on first and second. Bavacqua into left field. Bosley is going to just turn and watch that one hook. Fair ball, that's gone. So Bavacqua hooks one down the pole and left. That'll find the street, and it's now 11-8 Chicago. So Fontenot's ERA jumps to 81. Bosley wasn't sure whether that would be fair or foul. And that hook fair. My throat, I'm not sure, can take free baseball, Jamie. Bavacqua splashed that one out of here. Yes. Yes, he did. Here's Flannery. Tim is 2 for 4. He is singled twice, driven in a run, and struck out. Got him. So a 1-2, check swing curve in there for strike 3. Here's Gwynn. Tony 1 for 4 with an RBI. 27 hits and 19 runs in this game and 4 errors. Ground ball to Sandberg. Rhino, 2 out. So Fontenot at least will be useful a little bit. Here's Garvey. Steve is 2 for 4. He is singled twice. And is now upset that he missed the 345 from Cleveland. Got him. So Fontenot coughs up the 3-run hairball, then strikes out 2 batters. Louis DeLeon coming in to pitch for San Diego. 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 11-8 Chicago. So DeLeon making his 7th appearance of the year. 27 years old. Fastball pitcher at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. Last pitched against the Pirates on the 1st. pitched one pitch and retired that batter. It is 18 in Burlington and 20 in metropolitan Cleveland. 7 innings so far for De Leon, 3 hits, the 1 run that came against the Braves, and that was a solo home run. He has walked 1 and struck out 6. So Dunston, probably Fontenot, Little Lord Fontenot, and then Bob Dernier. Dunston, now it makes me have to make a decision because he's on base. Martinez will pick it up. Fontenot will square. They pitch to the plate. Kennedy throws to first. Flannery covering. Dunston goes to second. That's what I did. That's a bunt. Dernier 2 for 5. Has singled, doubled, driven in 2, scored, stolen a base, and struck out. Dernier grounds 1 right back up the box. De Leon throws to Garvey, 2 out. Here's Ryan Sandberg. He's 2 for 4. He is homered, singled, scored twice, stolen 2 bases. Pulled off a double steal in this game. Those of you who epically watch my managerial moves, you will be given some spelling assaults after the ball game. Sandberg, that is going to drop for a base hit. Gwynn is going to run a long way. Dunston will round third. He's going to try and score. Can Tony get off a good throw? Let's see. The throw is actually into the infield, and it's 12-8. So that brings up Bosley. That is 2 for 4. They singled twice, driven in 2, scored twice. Pitch to Bosley. Struck him out. So Fontenot is given a little bit of breathing room as Bosley tips it in the glove of Terry Kennedy. A run on 2 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the ninth. 12-8 Chicago. Greg Nettles is 0 for 3. He has scored, walked, and struck out 2. Pitch from Nettles is ball 4. So here's Bobby Brown. Bobby came in to pinch run for Kevin McReynolds. 0 for 2 on the replay, a 155 hitter on the year. Switch hitter will be batting right. Fontenot's pitch. Brown slices that one into left center field. And so, yeah, I'm glad I bunted because now, with 2 on and nobody out, Little Lord Fauntleroy is getting the heave-ho. Lee Smith coming in to slam the door. Pitching change coming to you from Wrigley Field in Chicago. So, Lee Smith, you never know. I mean, this one, it's not a windy day. The wind's blowing in from 5 to left center field. Lee, 95-mile-an-hour fastball for Smith, 28 years old. Picked up the save on April 30th against the Giants. Went an inning, allowed a hit, and struck out 2 in 19 pitches. Overall, 0-1 with 4 saves. And an ERA of 2.08. 8 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2 and struck out 12. The bunt helps Smith. Now he gets a save opportunity. Jamie looking at the bright side of life here. So first and second, nobody out. Kennedy 1 for 4. A run scored and a strikeout. Hit was a single. Got him. In 0-2, he swung at the rainbow curve, 1 out. And that'll bring up Carmelo Martinez. Carmelo 1 for 3. He has singled, walked, and scored. So we're taping Digital Dice tomorrow. We will do something special on Sunday, and then we'll have a baseball game for you Monday night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Followed by RSN at night, where we examine the seedy world of body painting. One out. Here's Martinez. There's a fly ball left field. Bosley. That'll stay in the yard. 2 out. Nettles on his way to third. The throw goes in the infield. I wonder what color the cat will paint me. Hairball. Gary Templeton is 2 for 4. He has singled, double, driven in 2, and scored twice. First and third, 2 out. Last chance saloon for the Padres, 12-8 Cubs. Pitch, there's a ground ball to say. The Penguin goes to second, and the Cubs win it. 12-8. So 12 runs, 15 hits, and error for Chicago. They left on 12. C'est la vie for sure. 8 runs, 15 hits for San Diego. They made 3 errors, and they left on 9. Ryan Sandberg, 3 for 5 and a home run and 2 RBI. Yes, that's true. Is your digital and ice MVP. Sutcliffe gets the win, 5-1, 6 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Craig Lefferts choked up a hairball, inning and a third, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He takes a loss. He walked 3. Does anyone know how to get burnt red ink off your face? Usually I suggest some sandpaper. Hawkins hurt after 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And the 2 holders, 1 to Sandberg and 1 to Leon Durham. Sorensen gets the hold. Smith picks up his 5th save. So the rest of the day in baseball, as soon as it lets me get there. Yeah, hopefully the ink was burnt before it got on your face. So Texas and Cleveland is the Monday night game, gang. Cleveland is 14-8. Cleveland beat Texas 4-3. Burt be home by 11. 6-0 on the year. Dave Schmidt falls to 0-2. Gary Ward, his 4th of the year, 2 for 4. An ink blotter. If it's wet, yeah, that'll work. Mets beat the Reds 5-3. Ed Lynch goes to 2-1. Mario Soto falls to 1-4. Pete Rose 2 for 4 with a double. Montreal beats Atlanta 4-2. Joe Hesketh, future Red Sox pitcher, 1-2. Rick Camp falls to 2-2. Hubie Brooks 2 for 3. His 2nd of the year. He drives in 2. Dodgers beat the Pirates 2-1 in Pittsburgh. Rick Honeycutt gets the win. Larry McWilliams the loss. Steve Howe the save. The Yankees beat the Royals 7-2. Danny Jackson takes the loss. Eric Rasmussen gets the win, 2-1. Darryl Motley 1 for 3, his 6th of the year. The Royals, by the way, walked 11. Louis Aguayo for the Phillies, a 15-game hitting streak. They beat the Astros 7-3. Kent DeColvey gets the win, his first 1-1. Frank DePino, friend of Dave's, takes the loss 1-1. Glenn Wilson is 3rd of the year, 3 for 4 and 2 RBI. Dan Petrie, a 4-hitter, strikes out 9, shuts out the White Sox 3-0. Petrie 3-2, Tom Seaver 1-3. Lou Whitaker 2 for 4, 5 homers and 2 RBI. St. Louis beats the Giants 7-1. John Tudor 4-1, Kruko 3-1. Darrell Porter, his 1st of the year, 3 for 4 and 2 RBI. Mike Smithson shuts out the Baltimore Orioles 5-0. Twins are 11-11. Scotty McGregor falls to 2-2. Kirby Puckett 4 for 4 with a triple. Toronto beats Seattle 6-2. Doyle Alexander goes to 3-2. Salome Borojas falls to 1-1. Eric Musselman picks up the save for the Jays. Milwaukee beats California 6-3. Teddy Higuera goes to 2-1. Tommy John still plugging away at 8,000. 1-3. Reggie Jackson 2 for 3, his 4th of the year, and 2 RBI. And last but not least, the Red Sox go to 15-8 with a 9-3 drubbing of the A's. Well, Cam Boyd goes to 4-2. Warren falls to 1-2. Tony Armas 2 for 5. He now is 8 on the year and drives in 2. And so an hour and 25 minutes later, that'll do it. Taping the show tomorrow. We'll do something for you on Sunday and Monday night, 8 Eastern. Holy cow, it's the Rangers and the Indians. Wednesday will be the Cardinals and the Dodgers from Dodger Stadium. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So the next two, the Rangers and the Indians, the Cardinals and the Dodgers. And something's for you Sunday. Until then, have yourself a great day, everybody. So long.